It's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking March Madness, and how exciting is this? We get a Pac-12 matchup, a rematch in the Sweet 16 between Oregon and USC. It's almost the Sweet 16 in March Madness, and we've got a promo code. Guess what it is? It's SWEET for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. USC comes in at 24-7, 18-13 against the number. Meanwhile, the Ducks are 21-6, 15-12 against the spread. USC favored in this one, -2. The total is 138. These two teams have met already this season, as I mentioned, with USC winning that one. I believe it was 72-58. Let's talk about this one. We've got Lee from ASA here to break this one all down for us. Lee, this is a tough one for me, but maybe you have some better info. What are some of the numbers telling you about these two teams?
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from the side in this game. I think it's a good number, and it'll be an interesting game. I do like the total a little bit. I would lean towards the under 138 in this game. Like you mentioned earlier this year when they played, they combined for 130 total points. The Trojans shot 49% from the field. They were plus 10 in rebounds. The Ducks shot just 40%. Interestingly, that was Oregon's only loss in their final 11 regular season games. They did lose Oregon State in the tourney, but that was their only loss. It's kind of contrasting styles here. USC wants to get it done inside with the Mobley brothers. They're 6'10" and 7 foot. USC is 40th in the nation in 2-point percentage field goal shooting. They're 24th in the nation in offensive rebounding compared to Oregon, who's 253rd. So I think that is a big advantage for USC. On the flip side, Oregon is a much better shooting team. They live and die behind the three-point line, and they're very good at it. But I do like that USC is number one in the nation in 2-point percentage defense. They allow just 41.4%. Pace of play should be slow. Oregon is 227th in pace. USC 236th. USC is 5th in the nation in defensive efficiency, which is outstanding. And Oregon's a little bit below that, but not bad at 52. So I do favor the under in this game. If we look back at the history of these two teams, if we eliminate overtime, the extra period, they've combined for 130, 124, 115, 141, and 129 total points. So that would lead me towards the under 138 in this one.
Yeah, as I said before we started recording, I think the total correlates with which side you think comes out on top. Because I think if USC controls the tempo in this one, they want it to be a slower tempo, half-court game, and they don't want to get into a shootout with this hot shooting Oregon team. Really solid down low with the Mobley brothers. But something definitely worth pointing out in the first matchup between these two, USC opened on a 15-0 run and was way up at halftime. So I'm not sure if that happens again. But another thing is these two teams are coming off a bit of a layoff. I think they've had six days maybe between games. And I'm wondering if we see that across the board, if we see some of these hot shooting teams kind of cool off, after this break, because the shooters get in a rhythm. And then when you have a break in the play, sometimes it can affect that. And we talked about how much Oregon relies on the three-point shot. I'm wondering if they come out a little cold here. Anything else you think better should know about this one?
Well, kind of touching on some of the things you just mentioned, in Oregon had a bunch of COVID issues earlier in the season. So their lineup really was in flux through most of the season. So I'm really not sure, what Oregon team we get here. Is it the team we just saw play in their last game, or is it the team that was maybe early in the season that didn't adjust? In contrasting styles, Oregon scored 80 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. USC has held 4 of their last 6 opponents to 63 or less points. So it's been a favorite dominant series. The favorites covered 9 of the last 11. So maybe you lean towards USC in this game, but I think it's too tough to call.
One other stat that I've seen floating around is Andy Enfield is 9-0 against the spread. I think in the NCAA tournament dating back to his FGCU days. What do you make of that stat? Do you think that matters at all?
I'm not a huge trend person per se. So I don't really know. Again, I put all my stock in what number I'm seeing currently and what the game is and what the matchup is. So I don't know if that will correlate to this game or not.
Right. And when it's a battle of two Pac-12 teams, they both can't be underrated because as we've seen during the tournament, a lot of these Pac-12 teams have been really good at covering numbers. But now we've got two Pac-12 teams going head to head. So somebody's got to give. That's going to do it for our NCAA basketball talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Lee from ASA. Lee, thanks for joining us.